Hey guys, it's John, and today hopefully you're going to see some Minecraft gameplay in the background. I'm probably going to be building something in the background. I'm not exactly entirely sure, because I'm actually doing this commentary before I have the actual gameplay, because I don't have time to play just now, because I'm trying to install like some random mod, but it's not working, and like everything's like fucking up. But I do have time to do a commentary. So today I wanted to try something different, and the reason why I'm doing this the commentary and the gameplay separate is because with this kind of commentary I like to actually concentrate on the commentary rather than actually playing the game at the same time, because it's kind of difficult to concentrate and not like sort of go off track. But anyway, today I wanted to try something a little bit different. I wanted to rather than doing my Q&A series, which I probably will keep doing at some point, I wanted to do a Would You Rather series. I know a couple other YouTubers that do this, but I felt like trying it out myself. So what I'm going to do is go into a website where it has all the Would You Rather do this or do that kind of thing, and then I can explain why. But you guys in the comments can suggest would you rathers that you think would be kind of interesting to hear my opinion on. So we're going to start off with would you rather see how or what created civilization, or see how or what ends civilization, if that makes any sense. So how the world would start or how the world would end. Me personally, it's kind of I don't really know which one I would rather, because each one has its upsides and its downsides. For example, the end civilization, chances are I'm not going to be there to experience the end of civilization. Chances are my lifetime is going to be when the world ends is going to be many generations after I die. So that's kind of a downside to that one. But see what created civilization, it doesn't really have any upside other than knowing what happened. See, if the world was to end while I was still alive, I could do something about it. I could warn everyone or something, or just state that we're gonna die, depending on what it is. If it's some sort of killer disease that comes from some sort of cancer vaccine or something. I'm pretty sure there's a new cancer vaccine that just got created, but is being tested or something like that. But that just came out like recently. But some sort of killer vaccine that's going around killing everyone, like in I Am Legend, where the cancer vaccine is like actually a kind of zombie kind of thing. Turns everyone into zombies. But that is a completely random. But I don't really know what I would choose between the two. I think knowing what created the world would be super interesting, and I could make tons of money off it if I had some sort of proof. If I had some sort of proof of the creation of civilization, then I could. I know it's kind of like, I don't know what the word would be, but the thing I'm focused on most of the money of it rather than the knowledge of it. But I'm a 17-year-old boy. I can have my money and stuff, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I think I would rather know what created created civilization, or created the universe. That would be more interesting, rather than what ends it. Or because if I find out what ends civilization and I tell everyone, then I'm just going to look like some sort of crazy person, and I'll be dead before I could say, I told you so. But still, I guess it doesn't really matter that much, since I can't really get either of them anyway. But the next one is, would you rather have Pokemon be real or have superheroes exist? Well, this kind of depends, because if I were to choose Pokemon was to be real, then I would want a Pokemon. But if I was to choose superheroes to exist, I would want to be a fucking superhero. But if I couldn't, if I could just have them exist, then I couldn't be one of them. Then I don't know. Because superheroes existing would be good for the whole planet, I guess. There would be superheroes to save the planet, but then again, this is like humans. So if there's a superhero human, then there's chances are there's going to be majority of them going to be greedy, money hungry fucktards. So I don't know if that'd be a good thing for the planet. There'd be superheroes that go bad and everything. I think I'd rather have Pokemon be real, because that would just be fun. I mean, who doesn't want a Pokemon? Apart from people who don't even know what Pokemon are. I would want a Pokemon. I don't know which Pokemon I would get though. I would invent some sort of new Pokemon. I'd breed one random Pokemon with another. Actually, I would kind of like a mix of Charizard and Alakazam. That'd be awesome. Or Blastoise and Alakazam. Or Blastoise and Charizard, but that's water and fire, so they don't really mix. But then again, that could be awesome. Could be some sort of like super epic steam Pokemon. Okay, right. Let's move on from our random thing. Would you rather eat nothing but ketchup for a week or eat nothing but mustard for a week? I'd rather eat ketchup because I actually hate mustard, and mustard is spicy as well. I think. Is that the one that's spicy? I think. But eating that, imagine trying to have a shit when you've been eating mustard all week. That'd be really sore and disgusting. I think I'd rather eat ketchup for a week, even though I would rather neither of that happened. Okay, next one. Would you rather spend Monday to Saturday knocking down the wall of China for the rest of your life, or never be able to leave your bedroom? This is interesting actually, because I don't really ever leave my bedroom anyways. So, well, I do obviously, because I have to go to school and then do other things like play squash and stuff. But spend Monday to Saturday knocking down the wall of China for the rest of your life. I think would I get paid for that though? Once again, the money comes into the equation. It depends, cause if I got like an okay salary, then I could go home after knocking down the wall of China. It's a bit of a random question, because who knocks down the wall of China? But I think I'd rather spend Monday to Saturday. Then again, I'd have to be living in China. Not saying that's a bad thing or anything, but I like Scotland. But then again, never leave my bedroom. I think I'd rather spend Monday to Friday knocking down the wall of China. Cause I don't know why. I just think it would be better. So yeah, okay. Next one. Okay, I don't know either of those programs. Would you rather find true love or cure cancer? Well, I've already done one of them, so I'll do the other. I am pretty sure you guys know exactly what that means. Would you rather pay in nothing but singles or pay in nothing but hundreds? Well, suggesting paying nothing but hundreds would suggest that I am some super rich person that has tons of money and stuff. Why am I so focused on money? I call other people greedy, money hungry bastards, and I'm kind of hypocritical there. But pay nothing but I'd rather pay nothing but hundreds. Or actually, it depends. If it meant I would be richer, then I'd do the hundreds one, obviously. But singles, I think, would be much more. Actually, it depends, because I don't really buy. It would be kind of funny to like show up. I'm going to buy a house, or I'm going to buy a flat, or I'm going to buy a car when like in like 10,000 £1 coins or something, or $1 notes, or £1 notes or something. I think I'd rather pay in nothing but singles, because it'd be kind of comical, and it would be easy as well, considering I don't always spend tons of money. The majority of the time I'm going to be spending like £10 or less. So, and if it's more than £10, then I can just use a credit card or my debit card even. I destroyed that one with logic. Would you rather have a baby boy or a baby girl? This is kind of a boring one. That's really boring. Whoever made this one is boring. I'd rather have I don't know. I think I don't know. That's too boring to answer. Would you rather have a lover who only speaks on Mondays, or would you rather a lover who only speaks in Pig Latin? What the hell is Pig Latin? Pig Latin. We're gonna Google this online research. Pig Latin. I don't even know what Pig Latin is. Pig Latin is a language game of alterations played in English to form the Pig Latin. We're gonna skip this one because I have no idea. I have no idea what that means. Okay. Next one. That is kind of boring. Would you rather live in isolation or face your biggest fear once a month? I think I'd rather. Oh, this one's got kind of good ones and bad ones as well. Living in isolation, it would be really safe, but really boring. If you're isolated from the rest of the world, like if you lived on the moon or something and you couldn't communicate with anything, that would be terrible. You would have a really shit life. You'd be so bored constantly. You would have nothing to do ever. Cause believe it or not, communicating with other humans is kind of a big important thing. So I think I'd rather face my biggest fear once a month, which kind of has a couple of benefits. You'd live a life. You'd live a proper life. If you face your biggest fear every month, then you're gonna have a lot you're gonna experience a lot. Like, I don't know what my biggest fear would be. My biggest fear would be being tortured, getting my limbs ripped off. But that can only really happen once. So I'd be dead, so it doesn't really matter. I guess that for that one, if everyone faced their biggest fear once a month, they would die once a month. Since most people's biggest fear is probably dying. I guarantee it. So you wouldn't live very long. You'd live for a month. But then again, living in isolation. So it kind of depends, because there's lots of variables on each side. So if my biggest fear was like something like killing a giant spider or something, I don't like spiders. So if that was it, then I would rather face that than live in isolation once a month, because I would eventually get used to it, and I'd be like eventually just be some super badass person that has like no fear at all. Eventually, after like 10 years of killing massive giant spiders with really shitty swords, that'd be pretty awesome. But living in isolation, that's really boring. I'd rather die. No, I wouldn't rather die, obviously, but you know what I mean. Okay. Would you rather live an average life and be forgotten in time? Or would you rather go down in history for something terrible? This is kind of tricky. I've seen actually some other commentators some other commentators talk about this. I think Wings of Redemption talked about this before. But the thing is, if you lived an average life and forgotten time, and that's just what everyone will live. Apart from like the big people, but average life. I'm okay with an average life. I'm like totally fine with living averagely and dying averagely and having everything just be completely average. That's just how that's how 99.9% of the population will ever live. But go down in history for something terrible kind of has its upsides as well. Things like people like Hitler. Hitler will be in history for a while for doing something terrible. But Hitler was also intelligent, so he could go down for his intelligence as well. So there's kind of some good things and bad things. something like in Batman, like the Joker in Batman, he's really intelligent, but he'll always be known as a bad person, but he'll always be known as an intelligent person. So I don't know. Depends how much you want to be accepted, if that makes any sense. Depends how much you would want to be accepted and loved and living an average life, or depending on how much you care if people hate you. Me, I would rather live an average life than go down in history for doing something terrible. But maybe I'm just boring. But anyway, go on to the next one. I don't know what that one is.